Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name's Teresa, and this video is my TBR for Journey Through Bible Readathon. So, hi guys, welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel if you are not new. Anyways, this is my TBR. This is a readathon that's being hosted by Katie from Paperbacks and Ponytails, and it goes through the entire month of October. This is a Christian fiction based readathon, though you don't have to read Christian fiction to participate in the readathon. But personally, I plan on picking all the books I choose to read. I am going to be reading Christian fiction. That's just my personal preference for this. So I have my handy dandy printout here. And the way this works is we have different sections. So section number 1 is where are you going? We have different places to go and prompts. Then it's who are you going to meet? Different people we're going to meet, and everyone has a different prompt. Witness an event, the event's prompts, you get it. Something has happened, and then how do you escape? And there's only one prompt for that one. So the goal is to just pick one from each category and you journey through the Bible, and that is your journey. You can of course read more if you want, which I will probably try and get to, but my official TBR is going to be one of each category. So let's go ahead and talk about it. Oh, also there's a group book, and the group book is Pearl in the Sand, and I believe it's by Tessa Afar. I know I'm not saying that last name correctly. I'm so sorry. Tessa Ashar. Oh my gosh. Anyways, here it is. That is the book we're reading. That is the group book. Anyways, where are you going? So I am choosing Egypt, and this is a book with a hot setting. Now, if you guys want to know all of the prompts, all of the things, go ahead and check out Katie's video. She did a really good job of explaining everything. I'll link the announcement video down below in the comments, so you guys, or in the description. Sorry. You guys go check that out. I'm not gonna go over everything just because there's no need to. Katie already did it. So, okay, Egypt, a book with a hot setting. For this, I am reading The Woman from Lydia. This is a biblical historical fiction. It takes place in ancient Rome, and it has to do with, I can't remember the synopsis of it very well. It's Christian fiction, biblical fiction. It takes place after Jesus has already ascended to heaven. It deals with one of the stories in the Bible where there's this girl who was a fortune teller, and she kept pestering Paul. It was Peter. Kept pestering Peter, and he eventually cast demons out of her. And her owners, because she was a slave girl, her owners were mad because they're like, well, now she's not telling the fortunes. So they drove them out of town. Anyways, she takes that story, and this is the story about that girl and kind of what happens to her. And there's a woman from Lydia who rescues young women from slavery or whatever who have been abused or abandoned and tries to give them a better life. She, to my knowledge, is either a seamstress or a fabric maker, garment maker. She works with purple fabric, which is very, very sought after. It's the royals wear purple, it's very, very expensive. And so she buys this slave girl in order to kind of help her out. But something happens where the original owners are like, that sale didn't actually go through. And so she goes on this journey to try and help save this girl. That is my understanding. I might be misremembering it a little bit, or maybe there's a little bit more to it. I don't know. But from my recollection of the book, that's what it's about. I don't have it in front of me, so I can't tell you. But it takes place in Rome and in Italy. I know that they go on journeys, so it's possible it takes place other places over there, but that is hot. They're in the desert. It's a hot setting in that area, so it works for this prompt. Okay, who are you going to meet? And I'm gonna meet Mary. Now I think this was Mary. Yes, this was not Mother Mary. This is Mary who sat at the feet of Jesus. Mary and Martha was, Mary, Martha, and Lazarus were the siblings. This is the Mary of that who sat at Jesus's feet and listened to him tell stories. And so the prompt is to listen to an audiobook. And I'm gonna go ahead and listen to Pearl in the Sand for this one. This is our group book. So I ended up fitting it in, and I can listen to it on audio. So that is what I am doing. Pearl in the Sand is a retelling of, well, not a retelling, but biblical fiction around the story of Rahab, who was a prostitute who helped save some Jewish spies. Sorry, the dog bumped the camera. Time there in Jericho. Some of you may know the story of Joshua, the big wall, where they marched around it. The wall fell down. There's a lot more to it. Go watch the VeggieTales version. It's like my favorite VeggieTales. It's so funny. Anyways, Rahab was a prostitute who the Jewish spies actually sought refuge in her home, and she saved them. And she's like, I will save you and help you get out of the city if you promise that your God will spare me and my family when you come to destroy the city. And so she had to tie a red sash in her window because she lived in the wall. And God promised to anyone that was inside of that home during the time of the destruction would be spared. And it was, and she was. Her and her family were spared. And so this is kind of her story of what happened to her and kind of afterwards living with the Israelites and all that. And I'm very, very excited. I've never read a book by this author before, but I've heard a lot of great things, and she writes a lot of biblical fiction, which I really enjoy. So yeah, I'm very excited to read this one. Next, we have Witness an Event. And I'm going to be witnessing the 10 Commandments. And the prompt for that is to read a gifted book. So I'm going to be reading A Single Light by Tosca Lee. This was gifted to me by the beautiful Chrissy from Chrissy's Purple Library. She actually gifted this to me for reaching 200 subscribers. And I've actually now reached 250. So yay! I'm so excited. This is the sequel to The Line Between, which is a dystopian type novel about a woman who escapes a doomsday cult only to find out that they were correct and doomsday is upon us. This is, of course, Christian fiction, because like I said, everything I'm reading for the readathon is under the label of Christian fiction. So the first book, the woman who escapes, I believe her name is Winter. Yeah, Winter. She is not only dealing with trying to deal with the trauma of escaping this cult, and her sister and her nephew are still a part of it, are still stuck there, and she's trying to reassimilate into everyday life, while also dealing with the fact that there is now this widespread disease that is happening where it almost basically induces early onset dementia and like rapid dementia. So people who get it very rapidly get ill with dementia. And she believes that she knows how to find the cure. And so that is kind of the first story, is the onset of this disease kind of starting to take place over the nation. Her escape from the cult, her trying to, live a normal life, and also rescue her sister and her nephew from said cult. This book takes place 6 months after the ending of book 1. And it's just the continuation of that story. And them trying to do what she's trying to do in the first book. I don't want to say anything, so it's going to spoil it because it's book 2, right? But yeah, this is what I'm going to be reading. It was gifted to me by Chrissy, so it works for the prompt. I'm very excited to read this, actually. And it's very fall colors, so yeah, I'm excited. All right, and then our second to last thing is something has happened. So I am choosing to fight a giant, and to do that, I need to read a book over 400 pages. And I normally am not one to pick a prompt where you have to read a big book, but I have the perfect book for this prompt. That is The Oath by Frank Peretti. I've already read this book. I read this book back when I was in high school and loved it. Absolutely loved it. But I'm actually turning 35 this month. Like October is my birthday month. Another reason why, it's fun that this readathon is happening during this month. But yeah, so it's probably been like 15 plus years since I've read more than that. Shoot. I just realized how old I really am. It's been more than 15 years since I've read this book. So I definitely want to pick it up again, see if it still holds true to what I remember. And this book has 550 pages, so it is definitely over 400. This is a book set in Washington State in the Pacific Northwest. This is by Frank Peretti. Don't know if I said that, but Frank Peretti is like one of my all-time favorite authors. This is about a small, secretive town in the Pacific Northwest where people have been dying. There's like these unexplained deaths. There is an evil lurking and seems to be some kind of ancient secret. A wildlife photographer, Cliff Benson, was brutally killed while camping in the mountains. The sheriff says that it was the work of a rogue bear, kind of closes the case and is like, yeah, we're not gonna deal with it, just kind of chalk it up to all the other weird, mysterious deaths that are happening around town. But his brother, who is a wildlife biologist, comes and examines the body and was like, yeah, that's not that, no bear did this. And so he is trying to figure out what really happened to his brother, and the more secrets that he asks to the town, the more quiet and tight-knit the town seems to be, like they are hiding something. And it is so good. It has to do with, you know, the secrets of this town and this very, it literally says unspeakable evil that is in this town that is taking hold of these people. And this book was so good. The atmosphere is the main thing I remember about this book. Frank Peretti can do atmosphere like nobody. And it's floppy, it's huge, but it's floppy, y'all. So yeah, this is a reread for me, but again, I haven't read it in a very long time, so I'm very excited to read this one. The last thing is How Do You Escape? And our only prompt, or our only choice, is Pray and Jesus Will Help You. And this is reader's choice. So the book that I'm choosing to read for this prompt is The Curse of Misty Wayfair by Jamie Jo Wright. Because Jamie Jo Wright, the queen of spooky, of Christian spooky, dual timeline, mystery and past, mystery and present. This deals with a asylum. I'm not exactly sure when the past timeline is. Let's see if it says 1908. So this takes place in 1908, and then again in present day. In the past, there is a woman who was orphaned as a child, and she is determined to find her mother. She ends up her search takes her to Pleasant Valley, Wisconsin, and leads her to a mental asylum. She is a post-mortem photographer, and she uses this to gain access to the asylum to take pictures of the patients. But her personal quest could reawaken the legend of Misty Wayfair, a murdered woman who allegedly haunts the area and whose appearance precedes death. And then in the present day, we have Heidi Lane, who receives a troubling letter from her mother, who is battling dementia. Another dementia book, what the heck? So she decides to travel to Pleasant Valley to try and get some answers for her own identity. And then she catches sight of a ghostly woman haunting the asylum ruins in the woods. And the long-standing story of Misty Wayfair returns. With it, Heidi's fear for her own life. And the two women basically have to solve the mystery of their identity and who they are, while also trying to figure out this whole Misty Wayfair ghost situation. So I'm very, very excited for this. I mean, a haunted asylum, like, yeah, creepy. 1900s to present day. This cover is just everything you could want. I mean, look at it. It's so pretty. And so eerie and creepy, and definitely giving me October vibes. But it's also Christian fiction, so it works perfectly for this readathon. So here are the 3 out of the 5 books that I will be reading for this readathon. Yeah, I'm really, really excited. I feel like this is going to be a good one, a fun one. Again, you guys, check out Katie's channel. She's awesome. Check out the readathon. You can totally participate. We still have time. It takes place during the entire month of October, so you have plenty of time to catch up and to read the books. Now, again, I will try and get some more prompts. Maybe try and take another route once I finish this TBR. But this is my priority TBR for the month for this readathon. If I finish this early, decide to do another one, I'll just come on and do another video. If not, well then hopefully I can get to this. Like I said, I have 2 other books as well to read. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you'd like to see updates, more videos by me, and kind of, you know, find out what I think of these books in October, I will for sure be doing a wrap-up, a readathon wrap-up at the end of the month. So stay tuned. Please give us a thumbs up if you liked this video, and I will hopefully see you in my next one. Bye guys.